Okay, small business owner, you wasted the last 9 months of inconsistent posting. You're really relying on your personal sales activity, such as talking to people one-to-one, referrals from your previous customers, and you're trying to figure out how to make this content thing work. Well, there's only 60 days left in this year. You've got to figure out how to get more attention, get more leads, and turn those leads into customers so that you can have a better year next year than you did this year. Number one is you got to post. The biggest issue that I see with small businesses and their posting is that it's random, it's inconsistent messaging, and there's no real strategy behind it. The content you're posting might look nice, the information might be good, but there's no real direction. And the biggest thing that you can do to help you post consistently is to have a signature brand marketing message. This is like a guide for your business to know what to say, to know how you say it in your brand, and to know how to lead your audience to the next step in your social sales cycle. Here's a few examples of the things that I include in the signature marketing message guides that I create for my clients. One would be an actual mission. Like, what is the reason why your audience should care? How does it affect their life? Right? For instance, my mission is to help 1,000 business owners use social media to attract attention, get leads, and convert those leads into customers. Some of the things that I include in the signature marketing message that I create for my clients would be brand statements. These are like the foundations of what you believe that your audience needs, right? Brand values. These are the things that you and your audience care about. Then we have brand anti-statements. These are things that you are totally against, and so is your audience. Then we have digital customer avatars. These go deeper than just describing the potential customer. We're going beyond the age, gender, if they're educated or not, or working or not. We're going beyond those basic demographics, and we're getting into psychographics. This is where I usually list about 5 to 10 psychographic statements. What's the mentality of your digital customer? How do they feel? What kind of experiences have they been through? What are they struggling with? What do they desire? And how do they see themselves getting there? I call it DEEP, D-E-E-P-E. Desires, emotions, experiences, problems, and expectations. So we want to know their desires, what they want, their emotions, how do they feel about it, and how do they want to feel about it. Their experiences, what have they gone through that they don't like? Those experiences are far away from their desires, and they want new experiences that are closer to their desires. And then their problems, what is the actual problem that they're trying to solve? And then, I feel like this one is missed a lot, is the expectations of how your customer wants to fix their problem. You can solve a self-love problem in multiple ways. You can work out, you can journal, you can read the Bible and pray, you can go to therapy, you can read books. Like, there are a lot of different ways you can solve the problem. Your delivery has to match the expectations of how your future customer wants to solve their problem. When you know all of these things and you have it in one place, then creating content is as simple as pulling from this guide and deciding, I'm gonna talk about this, right? I'm gonna couple this emotion with this experience and talk about this desire, right? Mind blown. It is easier than you think. The hard part is creating that signature brand marketing message that is going to actually attract the people that's going to buy your stuff. There's a lot that goes into an effective signature marketing message, but I want to help you out to get you started with posting content that is going to get you more attention, that gets you more leads, that gets you more customers. Hit the link in the description. It's my gift from me to you. Now, after you know what to say in your posts, you are going to have a next step ready for your future customer before you even post. What's the next step? This is part of your customer journey, or what I like to call your social sales cycle. Specifically, you want to lead your viewer from a post to the next thing that you have to offer. And here's the secret. 90% of businesses, it shouldn't be a sales offer after the initial post. This is why so many small businesses are failing online, because they're like, hey, look at this post. Head to my website and buy from me. Your future customer has not yet become emotionally invested in your brand or your solution yet. You have to give them time. So 90% of the time, you should be leading them to a private community. This could be school, this could be circle, but my favorite is email. Direct your audience to an email sign up. And in the email sign up, you give them an invitation to a school community. So you have the email where you can communicate on a regular basis. You get to show up as often as you send an email. And then the school community is where they can actually interact. I think there's beauty in both of them, right? I mean, one of the owners of school, Alex Hermosi, he does both. He has email to communicate a message, an email that's very helpful information, and then a community where people can actually interact. That interaction is where that emotional connection comes. And sales happens when there's an emotional and logical connection to the buying decision. But that can only happen when your audience consumes enough of your content to get that emotional part. They can see that your product can help him. They can see that this is useful, that it's practical. They can see the solution. They can see how your product or service can get them to exactly what they want. But they might have some doubts on it connecting to them personally. If you've ever had the feeling of, yeah, that works for them, but that ain't gonna work for me, and that's where the emotions come in. You want your audience to be convicted about the solutions you offer, how you're able to get them to their desires, convicted about how they can transform from feeling this way and experiencing these things to feeling the way they want to feel and experiencing the things they want to feel in the world where they have exactly what they want. This could be an esthetician that helps someone go from acne scars and breakouts to a solution that takes them from feeling ugly and ashamed and wanting to slather on makeup to hide all of their blemishes to feeling confident, loving their skin, and getting that radiant, glowing skin and feeling like makeup is an option instead of mandatory to walk out the house. We have the message guide that's going to help us create the content on a regular basis. Then we have the next step in the customer journey or the social sales cycle that's going to take them from random viewer on the internet to in a community where you can communicate again without them having to randomly find you again. The likelihood of them being able to see an email or see an update in a school or circle or any other private community is a lot higher of a chance than hoping YouTube or Instagram or TikTok algorithms show your content again to this exact same person. We want to control our marketing, and the way you control your marketing is to build that private community. This is where a lot of small businesses miss the mark. You're getting attention, you're getting views, and if they're not ready to buy, they have nothing else to do. But you might wonder, how are you able to get people to join that community? Well, I can tell you that even though you may be very tempted to offer a discount, if they're not ready for that, they're not gonna sign up. I know for me, if I'm not ready to buy, I actually don't wanna sign up for the discount yet and get on the email list, because I know that a lot of businesses will put an expiration on the discount code. And if I'm not ready to buy, then I don't wanna sign up for it, because then it's just gonna expire anyways, and then I just wasted my opportunity to get the discount on the thing that I think I want to buy eventually, but I'm not ready to buy now. It's actually too big of an ask for something that you're giving them. The trade is not good because it implies that they're ready to buy right now. So this is where using a lead magnet is so beneficial. And my favorite way to use a lead magnet is just to use something in Google Docs. This is going to be a very practical component in helping someone believe that you can help them in the first place. So you create a Google Doc and help them with something. This could be solving the top 5 problems, a simple, digestible document that's helpful to solve a specific problem. This is something that I also help my clients create, because if you don't have something that's going to attract someone enough to sign up for the lead magnet, you get no leads. Once you have that lead, there are so many different ways that you're able to market to your potential customer. It then becomes a matter of when, not if, you'll get to communicate with them again, right? So we're gonna use the next 60 days to post using branded messaging that's guided by your values, your mission, your deep messaging points. Get it? DEEPE? And then lastly, you're going to nurture that audience. And this nurturing is going to come publicly in your content. So now you're going to be doing content that's signature branded messaging to attract people. And then you're going to use messaging that also nurtures and then eventually converts to get sales. But if you want to attract an audience that's going to be ready to buy from you by the end of the year, this is the time to do it. And again, it starts with a message. So if you want help, make sure you hit the link in the description so you can start posting content that's not random, that's going to get you the attention so you can start collecting leads and convert them into customers. You know that you need to post. You know you need to have a good message, but you should also know that you have to have a good marketing strategy if any of it is going to work. So watch this video right here to help you with that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.